But look at that, I could still get probably a remix out of that. So that's why I prefer to use that. Now, probably with a bit of work, TLC, bit more isopropyl, I could probably get that to load. Another cool one that I've used in the past is called Disc Salvage. Now, this is another good one where you just put your disc in and it will just scan the disc for files, and then you can just rip them to your RAM disk again or anywhere you want on the disc. This one's a pretty thorough one as well. There's quite a few different ones that you could use, to be honest. And Disc Salvage is quite, you know, another one of my tools in the box. It's good to have a few tools in the box just to see, you know, which ones you can use. I've got OmniFlop, and that's extracting discs from my Akai. Doing all these discs at the moment, and that seems to be working okay. That just ignores errors, man. It literally just deletes, doesn't copy the bad sectors, and then just puts it all down to disk. So, and you can get the files back on there. They make a little bit of a, when you put them in the Akai and the files are no good, you'll still load the samples, but some of them might have a little bit of noise in it, which you can then put into Adobe Audition and fix it up. Okay, so this salve is now done, right, and looking good. So you select your output path. I'm not going to put this to RAM now. Let me put it to somewhere else. Here you go. Songs. And then I'm just going to call it 1994 Ripped. Click OK. Let's see what happens. And then click on that. Salvage. Let's see what happens. Looking good. See, now back to what my friend there was saying about the discs. I think that the statement that he was making is he's actually just taking the disc and creating ADF files. If you're creating ADF files, that's a good go-to method, just to create ADF files as they are. Not sure how they'll read or write later on down the line, or how they'll read later on down the line. But this way, I can get my files. This is what I'm using it for my files. And as you can see, look, it's recovering, and I'll let you know how it goes in a bit. Guys, okay guys, look, it says it's complete now. So this is pretty interesting. It didn't even complain of any errors this time. So this is looking good, right? And then I'm going to try and ADF it after that and see what happens, just to double check. So before I do that, let me just grab the Octamed, get back to this, load it, open, then go back into my songs. 1994 Ripped has made a directory, see? Click on that, 1994, wow, look at that. And the file size is the same. Bingo, it loaded. Oh my days. So this salvage smashed it today. Now I'm going to try to go back to the other one to make the ADF file of this and see if it works. Okay, so there's some Akai samples in there somewhere. I'm going to figure that out in a second. Live, man, live. Okay, so some weird stuff going on here. Obviously the Akai is playing stuff that's not supposed to, but check it. So as you can see, working sweet. Nice. I'm just flicking through. I'm looking to see if there's any amen in there. There's a little roly one. Okay. Strange. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to test that back in the disc ripper and see what happens. Okay, now this one's 100% complete. So it's inconclusive, guys. But that just made a quick ADF, and it's supposed to be a working ADF. So now all I need to do is rename it now, and that's done. So, do you know what I mean? Different tools for different jobs, guys. And the main thing here is that you can archive your discs, and you can put them, you know, store them away safely, get your files off. I've showed you numerous different programs that are really good for all different types of things. So big up Stephen Day, thanks for contribution. Don't forget, guys, get in contact with me with any Amiga stuff that you guys are, you know, smashing out. Also, I'd like to say a big shout goes out to Charles Hoffa. He's been sending me some cool information about Amiga 4000s and sound cards. He's got all the old tech there, mate. Big up to you, man. Perhaps one day we'll pay you a visit and come and check out what you got there, and you could show us some of your Amiga collection for the channel. Share it with us. For you Amiga heads out there, there's also a Viva Amiga. There's also a Viva Amiga